Welcome back to The Ticket. Coming up in part 2.
Please, I'm not ready to die.
Robot Reverie, we meet the man who was Star Wars C3PO.
Enter the strange world of John Romero, the creator of Doom.
I love games.
At a loose end this weekend, we'll change all that with our roundup of the best events. George Lucas's Star Wars Special Edition reaches its final installment this week with a re-release of Return of the Jedi in all its new special effects splendor. But all the technology apart, what was it actually like to act in these movies?
Well, Anthony Daniels has a few stories to tell. He was the man who played C3PO, the gold-tinted, uptight partner of that bleeping electronic dustbin R2-D2. We caught up with Anthony at a Star Wars convention in Germany.
Skywalker will join us or die.
21 years ago, Anthony Daniels, a classically trained actor, found himself in the Tunisian desert, playing a robot in a science fiction film. He didn't know he was in at the dawn of a legend.
I think everybody involved in the movie thought it was a little hokey. You know, the crew, the English crew, had never seen anything like this before. And it didn't really make sense. You couldn't understand the script. It was all in strange language, you know. And when you make a movie, it's all the wrong way round. Later, it would be put out by the editors in one piece. But we would do a bit here, and this bit, then this bit, and this bit, and only when the editors kind of wove it together and cut out all the ridiculous things, well, most of them anyway, did it make sense. When I saw it on the screen, I thought, wow, that's really good.
Come on, we gotta get out here.
Not my eyes, Archie, help!
The big problem for Anthony was that he couldn't see very well out of his C3PO mask. Even worse, at this stage of the filming, his little sidekick couldn't say, or should that be bleep, a word.
My best friend was down there, R2-D2 somewhere, but he never spoke to me. I would say, where are you going? Then there would be this pause, and I would think of my next line. Well, I'd think of his line. He was saying, oh, what makes you think that a settlement's over there? Another pause, and I tried to get George, you know, couldn't George do, and he said, you know, he'd try. And we did it again, and he kind of went, beep. And it was terrible.
Not only that, but R2-D2's radio control didn't work very well. This led to a lot of stress on the set.
In one scene, in the Death Star control room, the door opened, zip, Sir Alec Guinness, me, Luke Skywalker, all ran in. But faster than ever came R2-D2. For the first time ever, he moved, boom, smashed into the control room, into the console. A road accident. I thought that was really good. They got another one and it was fine. But by then I was going nuts.
But once the film was edited and sound effects and music had been added, the result was spectacular. Anthony says his favourite movie in the trilogy is Star Wars. He likes the story, but what about Return of the Jedi?
The third movie, it's not my favourite, but it was the best to do because by then my suit, 10 minutes, on and off. It was very good. And 3PO had a very good part in it. And also in the third movie, I get to tell Harrison Ford that it appears that you are to be the main course in a banquet given in my honor, which I really liked that, you know.
Sir, I've isolated the reverse power flux coupling.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're perfectly welcome, sir.
Anthony has also fond memories of the scene where C3PO and R2-D2 are approaching the evil Jabba the Hutt's palace. Once again, the radio controls were playing up, and then the director had a flash of inspiration.
And suddenly, by my side is George Lucas, bent over, walking along next to me, and he's reading the script, and I'm saying, oh, Lando Calrissian never returned from this awful place, and George is going, beep, 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 beep. It was such a happy experience, and it was my very last shot on all the movies.
You don't have to do this to impress me.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
As is well known by now, George Lucas is planning to make further Star Wars movies. And there's a rumour that Anthony will be the only member of the original cast to appear. We asked him if he had signed on the dotted line yet.
You know, when I first started this, when Star Wars came out, the questions I got asked was, is it hot in the costume? And did you make a lot of money? And, you know, the answer is obviously yes and no. And now the question I get asked most is, are you in the prequels? Well, it's a secret. With any luck, for C3PO, the Force will still be with him. And with you, too.
And you gotta love the man. Now, John Romero is the creative genius behind some of the top